Serena Joy Waterford, played by Yvonne Strahovski, had some of her most visceral experiences in The Handmaid's Tale Season 5. She leaned into her personal experiences to connect even deeper to her character. Let's dive into her life off-screen and see what she's been up to. First up, her personal birthing experiences helped shape her Season 5 arc. Serena gave birth in a barn after going into labor at the worst possible time. Strahovski's performance at this moment was influenced by her most recent experience giving birth at home. The events of The Handmaid's Tale Season 5, Episode 7 began immediately after Serena shot her guardian and fled in his car with June. Serena unfortunately gets the car trapped and gives birth as a result. Serena is hurried to a nearby barn, where June assists Serena in giving birth to her first boy. It's a surprisingly emotional exchange between these two antagonistic women from the entire series. Strahovski has first-hand knowledge of the agony of delivery. Together with her spouse, Tim Loden, she has 2 kids. The Handmaid's Tale Season 5's childbirth scene was recorded by Strahovski soon after the birth of her second child. Given that I had just given birth, it undoubtedly felt like home. In real life, I had recently given birth to my second child. I found that to be very, very, very new, she told EW. The second child of Strahovski was similarly born at home. She was very keen on recreating the physical intimacy that came with birthing at home. Where her second pregnancy was spent with her husband helping her through it, in the show, Moss and she worked through it. Unbelievably, only 6 weeks after giving birth to William, the new mother started filming Season 3 of the massively popular Hulu show. While many people prefer at-home births, she gave her credit for this poignant and wild moment on and off screen. Next up, Yvonne is not one to mess with. Chris Pratt thought his Tomorrow War co-star Yvonne Strahovski was ideal for the demanding, action-packed role almost as soon as she walked onto the production set. Pratt, who acts as the film's executive producer, portrays a war veteran high school science teacher in the sci-fi thriller in which a vicious extraterrestrial race tries to eradicate humans 30 years in the future, while Strahovski plays a scientist/military leader attempting to save the Earth. Pratt, 41, revealed last year that on Yvonne's second day of filming, she had to ascend to the top of this 200 or 300 foot tall power plant in Atlanta and perform a catwalk. It involves walking on a wire while suspended from a rig, but if you slip, the person can hurt themselves since they'll be careening off a beam before someone catches them. She did it with ease as well. He says he had been practicing this stuff all day. He claimed that he was panicking and had severe vertigo. She briefly displayed signs of nervousness before she zipped everything up, became incredibly tough, and immediately nailed it. It was quite remarkable. No wonder an at-home birth didn't faze her. She's used to many adrenaline-pumping stunts on the regular. Don't go anywhere. We've got more news for your favorite star. So who is her partner who has to keep up with Strahovski? Like Yvonne, Tim Loden works as an actor. He is well known for the films 750, Making Monsters, and Extinction. Tim is more discreet about his personal life than his wife is, though. In 2009, Tim and Yvonne first met on the set of Chuck. They clicked right away, and it appeared that they didn't want to waste any time starting a relationship. The exact date when the two began dating in 2009 is unknown. Additionally, they joyfully announced their first pregnancy after getting married. And they tend to delve into less wild antics and give back to the community. Yvonne and Tim also like giving money to charity and taking part in charitable activities, such as supporting Operation Smile and other groups. The two appear to enjoy lending a hand and showing their affection to everyone they encounter. Considering Yvonne and Tim's success, it's clear that they did not keep their fortune to themselves alone. Instead, they made every effort to assist those around them. The two performed a decent job in that regard. Yvonne acknowledged that she had long been passionate about assisting others. She did, however, also briefly discuss why she cherished taking part in the charity event. But for fans who have been there since the beginning, they know Yvonne loves a good fight. Fans would best remember her for the show Chuck. She sparred with model Karolina Kurkova on the television show and faced Heather Chandler, a former foe of Agent Walker, played by guest star Nicole Richie. Sarah Walker is near the top of the list of reasons to love NBC's late, brilliant spy comedy Chuck. The CIA agent spends 5 seasons defending Chuck while assuming a staggering variety of various identities and demonstrating that emotions help her perform her job more effectively. Sarah is a legend, and Chuck is packed with instances that show her to be an absolute badass. Of course, who doesn't recall a sculpted Yvonne from Season 4, Episode 9? In Season 4, Sarah goes rogue to rescue Chuck's life and is immediately recognized as a warrior in Thailand. Yes, she is a complete boss. To find Chuck, Agent Sarah is forced to weather all odds. The proprietor of a pub agrees to tell Sarah where he is, but only if she can beat his best fighter. Casey and Morgan show up and break up the altercation after Sarah is knocked to the ground and nearly stabbed. Because half of Thailand's buzzing about the huge blonde tearing through, they had no trouble finding her. Sarah resists Casey's attempts to convince her to stop the altercation. She picks up the fight again and prevails, earning Chuck's whereabouts. Safe to say, sweaty and muscly Sarah is a sight to behold. Another great scene from Season 2, Episode 14 shows Sarah's knack for a fight. Because it demonstrates Sarah's true resourcefulness, the small-scale car fight sequence is one of the best in the series. She finds a clever method to use the car to her advantage, even when it appears that she's met her equal. The stunts in Chuck were never a surprise to Yvonne, who has been excessively physical her whole life. From camping in the great Australian outdoors to hiking, she loves a good sweat. Not to mention, her drama school taught her nation sequences, so her acting life has been a piece of cake for her. In other news, insightfully, Yvonne has given us insight into whether Serena will change or not. With 8 episodes already completed in Season 5, Serena is dealing with the passing of her husband, Joseph Fiennes, which June proudly maintains was her fault. However, despite no longer having a husband or a position of authority in the dystopian patriarchy of Gilead, both women are consummate survivors. Serena moves in with the Gilead family during her improbable pregnancy and even suggests that June raise the baby so he will not have to face the consequences of his parents' sins after giving birth. As of Episode 8, she is no longer in charge of her life or the custody of her child. Yvonne told IndieWire that to her, since Serena Joy is still Serena Joy, she doesn't believe she would have changed all that much. While she hopes that her character would have found the courage to break free, turn around, exit, and join the resistance, she doubts it'll ever happen. Serena's always calculating her next best move, and since she's been surviving to the best of her ability, Yvonne believes that her character would justify her actions throughout. She may believe that she has been compelled to make particular decisions in her life, which keeps her from feeling bad about the heinous acts she's committed. And the release of Episode 9 has us on the edge of our seats. On November 2nd, 2022 at noon Eastern Time, Episode 9 will debut on Hulu. The Episode 9 working title is reported as Allegiance. The Handmaid's Tale will only be available on Hulu in the United States for viewers. Season 1 through 4's complete episodes are already accessible on the streaming platform. All 4 seasons are accessible with a Prime membership on Amazon Prime in the UK, where you can view them. Additionally, there are no advertisements. There will be 10 episodes in The Handmaid's Tale Season 5, so if you've yet to catch up, what are you waiting for? Episode 9 will likely follow Fred Waterford's sudden passing. Serena will keep planning her internal escape by heeding June's counsel. Now that she's closer to her son, she's better able to defend him. She's hoping to gradually sway Wheeler's parenting style from within the family. Serena's going to have to gear up for some extreme psychological warfare. As it goes, the show promises brutality through and through. That's all, folks. Which episode starring Yvonne has been your favorite from Season 5? Comment below and subscribe to our channels. We promise to come back with the best shows streaming.